Ape mo woji Yeah. Good evening, everyone. I am Reverend Wisdom Ahiatrogah, the second minister of AP Church Dela Parish, Hokpoji, and the newly appointed Presbytery Youth Facilitator. At this time, I would like to extend my greetings to the Presbytery Synod Moderator in the person of Reverend W.S. Alovi, and also the National Youth Desk Officer, Reverend Saint Dela Amegbe, the Standing Committee of the General Assembly of the Church, the pastors at Dela Parish, where I am serving as the second minister. I would like to thank the Synod Moderator and the Executive for the confidence they have reposed in me, for choosing me or giving me the responsibility to serve as the new Presbytery Youth Facilitator. And this is my address and my goodwill message for all the youth in Ho East Presbytery. Beloved in the Lord, welcome to the second month of the year 2023. Gradually, we are moving out of the vibes and the encounters we had during the new year we celebrated, which actually ended 31st January 2023. During the month of January, people were still celebrating the new year, making all forms of unnecessary expenditure, not even thinking how to plan for their lives in the year under review. Beloved, here we come waking up in the first day of February 2023 with the news of upward utility adjustment adding to the looming inflation coupled with high corruption perception index. Therefore, it is wise enough to manage the little resources we have in order not to be swallowed by scarcity, inflation, and corruption. It is possible that with the month of January celebrations, we have come into contact with many people charged with positive energies. But it is also true that some of them are full of bad vibes. Beloved in the Lord, therefore, dedicating the month of February for self-cleansing and purification is not a bad idea at all. Perhaps people might have used the month of January still celebrating the new year by engaging in filthy and unhealthy relationships, which in a way could affect their relationship with God. As the youth of this noble presbytery, let us all pray a prayer that David prayed in Psalm 51, verse 10 to 12, asking God to create in us a new heart and renewing the right spirit within us, and also restoring the joy of our salvation and not taking away his Holy Spirit from us, so that the addiction and the moral decadence that are taking hold of the youth will be discarded by the power of the Holy Spirit. Let us all be renewed in the spirit of our mind, separating ourselves from the world and its passions and desires, that we may do what is good, perfect, and pleasing unto God, because that is our spiritual and reasonable service. Once we have purified ourselves, we will enjoy new energies which we will to face the subsequent months. Let us know that we will be judged with our own action. Therefore, let us live a life worthy of praise in this new month. Finally, I wish to reveal to all the youth and the entire church that the month of February carries a very strong spiritual significance, which is linked with numerology, where the power of number and symbolism cannot be underestimated. February, which carries the number 2, and behind this number is your own actions. People who spend a lot of their time helping others are likely affected to see this figure. This is not to say that we should not be kind or generous to other people or to our friends, but we should rather build ourselves in this year in order to face the year and its challenges. Since February is a month of love, when Valentine is celebrated mostly by the youth, this celebration comes about that the youth or all of us who express our love and affection towards our spouses, our families, and our friends and loved ones. So therefore, let us all with holiness of heart and godliness be careful what we do in this Valentine season, but rather demonstrate the God type of love and affection, so that our heart may not be corrupted by the desire of the flesh, the lust of the eye, and the pride of life. Beloved in the Lord, let us all with joy in our heart enter this new month with great passion for the things of God. And also our church members even beyond, that this month of February will mark the brighter beginning in the life of all the youth in the Presbytery and any other Presbytery within the EP church. Beloved in the Lord, in these recent times, the youth have been facing so many challenges, which is causing the youth not to perform up to expectation. The inability of the youth to participate in church programs and also the drifting of the youth to other charismatic churches has become a strong canker eating the growth of the church. It is not to say that, or it is not bad that we shouldn't visit our friends in other churches, but we shouldn't populate other churches to the detriment of our own, because we need also to make sure that our church, which is EP Church Ghana, grow from grace to grace. The indiscipline that some people or the elderly have been complaining about the youth in the church must also be addressed. In fact, the youth are the generation or the future generation that will move the church to a dimension that will cause the church to grow, will cause the church to move to another height. In fact, this indiscipline is as a result of sometimes the way the elderly relate with the youth and the way they handle them, the way they talk to them. But this evening, I am beseeching all the youth by the mercies of God to be humble, to be polite, even as they carry their, or as they discharge their responsibilities. It is true that you are yearning to do things that can heighten your spiritual propensity. But I am also of the view that before you are able to accelerate to a height where you demonstrate that form of maturity as youth, you must be able to humble yourself and also work with the elderly. The elderly must also know that they have been youth, or they have been a youth before. And the youth must also know that one day they will grow. So we must treat one another with keen interest, knowing that we are there for one another. Beloved in the Lord, what are some of the way forward in order to quench or in order to stop the canker that has been eating the church, even the youth in the church? Beloved in the Lord, it is good that we organize youth seminars, prayer conferences, vibrant spiritual night services, worship night services, in order to boost the appetite, in order to heighten a very strong ambience for the youth to know the deep things of God, and also to build capacity. It is time for the youth to arise and build. And we have found out in our churches that the youth are the working class, so they have to support the church financially. So I am calling on all the youth within the presbytery to rise up, irrespective of the challenges that we are facing, irrespective of the troubles we are going through. In fact, it is time for us to announce to ourselves that we have to forget the things of the past, because God said that He is doing a new thing in our life. As we have just celebrated our 175th anniversary, this is the time that the youth must be awakened, so that they can carry, they can move in that force, so that the yearning that they are yearning, the zeal that they have for the things of God will be seen even in the life of those who are behind us. Beloved in the Lord, one man of God or one senior minister said that, how can we preach the unchanging gospel in a fast-changing world? Sometimes I know that the youth are moved by vibes. They are moved by inspiration. Therefore, I am calling on all pastors, all youth pastors, anybody who have found him or herself appearing at any program. Let us be dynamic, and we must involve a lot of variations in what we do. That is what we interest the youth to come to our programs, because the world is changing. In our contemporary world, we have to know that things are changing. Therefore, let us come together. Let us come together to build EP Church. If you hear that youth are organizing program somewhere, try and make sure you are part of that program. In my administration, I have taken over from Reverend Richard Mauto Buama, and he has briefed me on some of the achievements and the challenges. But I am of the view that as I have been newly appointed as the Presbytery Youth Facilitator, I am calling on you to support me immensely, so that I can also be able to move all the youth within the presbytery to a height that will not be imagined. Beloved in the Lord, the time has come for the youth to arise. This month, as it has been that it is a month of love, let us show love and affection to one another. Let us show love and affection to one another. It is time for us to help one another. Beloved in the Lord, if you go to other churches, you will find out that they have established a scholarship scheme that has been helping the youth in their academics or in their education. It is time for churches to establish or to make sure they put in place that measure in order to support the youth. Some of the youth, they need to climb academic ladder, but they don't have the support. They don't have the one who could help them. But if churches come together to form a scholarship scheme in the church, it could be able to support the youth so that they can also climb that ladder, that if we need their support, they'll be ready to support the church. I am calling on Brigade, CYB, and also EPSU on all campuses within Ho and beyond, that they should support me so that my administration can be of the best. I wish you all a happy new month and a happy Valentine in advance. Thank you for your audience. I would also like to extend my gratitude to Dela TV for covering me. God bless you. I wish you the best. Thank you.
Fofo jengo na mi